Hi everyone, this is Kelly with the Appalachian Booksmith. This is literally take 4 on this video. I don't know what the deal is. I have attempted 3 videos with my iPad. It has put things in slow mode, fast mode. It's crazy. I was having trouble with the phone just to realize somehow Facebook was linked to my camera. I had to get rid of that. Now it seems like everything's normal. So I made 2 Christmas journals, which is odd for me. I really, especially odd that they're Christmas, super odd that they're pink. But what inspired me to make these 2 pink was My Porch Prints. These are just so sweet. They're delicate, vintage images that I found absolutely gorgeous. And they just scream pastels. So I went ahead and did a pink theme, which is funny because in the next day or two, I'm gonna have another video up with 3 children's books and one of them will have the same pink theme. So the inside of these books are the same. The big difference really is the Santa. So this one has a blue Santa and says Christmas Journal, and it's still intact, still has its ribbon on it. The insides are pretty much identical. There might be 1 or 2 page differences, but they're pretty identical. So I am just going to show this one. So these 2 books are repurposed. They are 5 by 8. They have a 1 1/4 inch spine. They do have the stitches on the outside of the book. I used tea-dyed cheesecloth in the bottom and the top. The inside of the spine is reinforced with Tyvek. It's also reinforced with the same fabric that's on the outside of this. So I covered it in this pink fabric using the art glitter glue. And then I went ahead and just stressed it a little bit with some Tim Holtz ink and some white acrylic paint. Absolutely love this. I'm not a pink person and I'm so pleased with this. And by the way, this one also has the same ribbons around it, or fabric and ribbon, as seam binding and ribbon as the other book. My intentions were not to make it a closure. I really kept these books simple so that whoever decides to purchase them or whoever I might give them to has their own journal to make about themselves, their family, their experiences, etc. So on the front, I started with a cotton batting, and then I have some vintage laces. I love when I go to thrift stores and I find these little snippets of stuff in bags that they sell for like $1 or $1. They're always amazing, great price, and look beautiful in the books. All of the prints you find in here are My Porch Prints, and they're just wonderful. I did tear this one before, tore it, inked it. I put a little key up here. This one says Let It Snow Journal. That is a vintage button that I got at one of the many vintage stores. There are 3 signatures. It looks like an alligator mouth. It's not. I just have 2 envelopes of ephemera, not really ephemera, digitals from My Porch Prints in here, along with a little booklet that I made up. So when you open the book, the first thing is the library card here, and this is the original, and this is I made a little collage here using Porch Prints. This in paper is also Porch Prints. This is an original, still has the little names that the kids have written on it over the years, and on the back there is some journaling room, and I put some sari silk on the top. And of course all this was sewn onto the paper and then the paper attached. On this side, I have a piece of a vintage napkin here. I have a journaling card or tag, and this is a vintage napkin that I simply folded up and sewed into the book. And of course, there's lace trim. This little booklet is absolutely simple. It's those end cuts when you're making your journal. So there's cotton paper, there's old music paper, there's my tea-dyed paper that I tea-dye with plastic doilies. That's in there. Every signature has a lace page, and this of course is some new with some old. Every signature of the 3 signatures are very similar. I almost made it like a formula. So they're all gonna have craft paper, Watson and Willow, it's enough. Sorry, those are my dogs. They're all gonna have, they're gonna all be, the first paper is all gonna be craft paper. Some kind of fibrous paper, almost looks homemade, but it's not, it was purchased. Some vintage music paper, a bag of some sort, and then one page that's going to be different in all of them. In this case, it's tracing paper. Every one of them has a pink page. I want you to notice I didn't ink that up, which was difficult for me. I really like to ink things up, but I didn't do it. The next page, again, is one of my tea dyes. And then this is a cotton paper. And again, I didn't ink it up. I thought whoever gets this book can ink it up the way they want to ink it up. And then you just have the other half of that signature. Now, I did open this glassine bag on the back end, but the other two and the other signatures are not opened yet in case you want to use it for something else or do something different with it. So then you have the second signature, and the second signature again has its own lace page. And this is one of the few tucks or pockets in this entire thing other than in the front and back. And I just used it to throw in some My Porch Print digis. And the purpose of that is for you to use them to collage and journal and put your Christmas memories in here in the way that you would like them. I tried not to decorate it up, which was really difficult because I like to do that. I also highly recommend, if you like this style, to go on Etsy to My Porch Prints, and you might find some other Christmas images or other images that you might want to download and print to use in this book. All of her stuff goes together beautifully. You don't have to use just one DigiKit. She does a great job of making them kind of marry each other. So in this one, it's different paper, is a piece of matte paper. This is not vintage. You have your glassine bag, and as you see, this is the one I didn't open. The pink fiber paper, you have your music paper, pink paper, and of course your hand dye by me, which I do with plastic doilies, but tea dyed, I do with plastic doilies. And this is just from My Porch Prints, and this is another one of those pieces of ribbon or lace that I get at vintage shops that are so sweet. They're never really pretty, neat, and clean. They're pretty dirty most of the time, but that's okay because that just, to me, makes them absolutely beautiful. So at the end of this signature, I did put a little package of ephemera, new ephemera, not old. So we have a tag, a guest check, and we have some recipe cards. And this is from a doctor's pad. I mean, it's not usable as a doctor's pad, but I got those at an antique shop and I loved that they were pink, which again is really, really odd for me to say, hey, I love them because they're pink. So again, third signature, craft paper. It's unique piece of paper is from a vintage Christmas alphabet book. And then the same thing, we have our cotton resume paper, and there's a little piece for the glassine bag, the fibrous paper, there's music paper, the pink paper, my tea dyed, and then you just have the opposite of all of those pages. I'm trying to hurry because my dogs are about to have a war. And in the very end of this signature, I have an envelope. It's a My Porch Print envelope. Very pretty. I love it. Her collage work is gorgeous. And then I just filled it with pieces from her ephemera and from her Christmas kit for you to use in this journal. And again, I encourage you to go to her My Porch Prints and find these. If you don't want to purchase these journals, make them. I mean, have fun with them. This is a great family project. This is a great thing to do with your kids. So if you like the idea of having a junk journal, but you don't want to buy one, don't buy it. Make it. This one is available on my Etsy store, but you know, I'm all about family time. And this is, of course, family memories hopefully go into this, but it's a great, I believe, a great opportunity for you to do an activity with your children too, be it buying the journal and doing this with your children or just making one with them. So the last page, this is all My Porch Prints, and this is a vintage envelope that I found at my local secondhand store. I stamped it. This is a porch print stamp. There's several of them in the other envelope. And then there's some in here too. And then I just filled this with more of that Christmas ephemera. So that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. There are two. And they will be on my Etsy store. And I'm hoping my Etsy store is going to be linked below this. But the way I've struggled with technology, so here's kind of a side view. Who knows? I hope you and your family are staying safe. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And by all means, I hope you have a blessed Christmas. Thank you for watching.